Hello YouTube, my name is Taterpoot, and today we are going to talk about the new fan-made Power Rangers fan film thing. This film was produced by a YouTuber named Adi Shankar. He's actually really famous. It was directed by Joseph Kahn. It's supposed to be a darker, grittier. The selling point of it is that it's an R-rated film. There's swearing, there's blood, there's drug use, people die. The main plot of the movie is Kimberly the Pink Ranger is being interrogated by Rocky, the second Red Ranger. He's went over to the side of the Machine Empire, which has taken over Earth, and he's got this crazy cyborg leg, and he's all like, "Where's Tommy?" And Kimberly's like, "I don't know!" And you get to see flashbacks from the battle scenes led up to these events. We get a quick glimpse of the Megazord, and it gets its head sliced off by another giant robot. You get to see Tommy, and he's in the Green Ranger suit, and it's all like shiny, and the gold shield thing is like a hologram. I don't know. So I'm going to talk about the good of this movie and the bad of this movie and the funny. Yeah, there's funny parts in it too. Some are unintentional, but we're going to talk about it. So first with the good. All of the fight sequences are really well done and exciting. The best part, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later too, the best fight scene, I think, is when Zack, the Black Ranger, goes to North Korea and kicks everybody's ass. He takes off his helmet, and then he throws it at one of the other guys, and it bounces off of him, and it lands on his head, and he's like, "It's morphin' time." And, he takes, some of the Korean guys' guns, and he's shooting them, and it's really well choreographed. Spoiler alert, Tommy comes in at the end. Yeah, right. I mean, everybody would expect that since they talk about him all throughout the movie. Yeah, he comes in to save the day, and him and Rocky duke it out, and even that's pretty well choreographed. But I gotta say, the Black Ranger fight scene was really well put together. I bet if they had enough people working on it, they could have made a dozen fights together, and I really would have, think they would have ended up really well. The acting is phenomenal in this. For the most part, we get what's-her-face from Battlestar Galactica, name right there. I forgot her name. And she plays Kimberly, and she does a very good job trying to stay true to what the Power Rangers used to represent, or at least so she says. We get brief glimpses of Tommy. Now him I'm gonna hold off on in a second, because there's something that happens that makes the acting only sometimes good. But the acting, for the most part, is amazing. You get to see crying, you get to see shouting, you get to see a whole spectrum of emotions in this film, and it does not disappoint for the most part. The Green Ranger looks amazing. The only problem I have with it is that he never has a helmet. Whenever he's shown, he's always mask off, but you get to see this really cool, ethereal golden shield that is a cool interpretation of what, the other golden shield was on the original Green Ranger from the show. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it did in the original show. But it was cool, right? It separated him from all the other Rangers because he was special. And everybody wanted to be the Green Ranger when they were playing Power Rangers growing up. Don't lie. You wanted to be the Green Ranger. Even the girls wanted to be the Green Ranger because he was cool. He had a ponytail. Now let's talk about the bad. Very little actual Power Ranger action happens. You get glimpses of it at the beginning when they're in full costume. I don't even think you really see all of the Power Rangers in costume. You're making a fan film about Power Rangers and you don't get to see all of them in costume? Seriously? Okay, disclaimer for anybody who goes into this movie with expectations. If you are expecting to see all of the Power Rangers full costume, you're gonna be disappointed. If you were expecting there to be a full-on Zord fight with epic, giant Megatron, Voltron, through part of the movie, you're gonna be disappointed. If you're gonna show your kids this movie, don't show your kids. There's blood, there's swearing, there's gore, there's drugs. Actually, the version that's on YouTube right now, links in the description, that's the safe for work version. The original video that was released was on Vimeo, and that had some boobies in it. Some boobies and some sexies. Sadly, it was taken down before I could see it. And in my own opinion, it is almost too graphic for my tastes. I think studios, too many times, think blood and swearing, oh, there's swearing by the way, has to be mature. You can have sad moments and happy moments and dark moments without any of that. And it would have came across a lot better, I think, if that was the case. For me, Power Rangers wasn't all about, you know, the gun violence and all that stuff. This movie portrays the Power Rangers as sort of militant soldiers hired by they. They don't say Zordon. They don't say Zordon, you know, the mystic cosmic being that was wise and true. None of that. That is gone. They say they, which makes it seem like it's sort of a government agency, which, again, this is his interpretation, so we can leave it up to artistic license or what you call it. The people at Saban are actually mad about this. Those are the people who took down the original one with the boobs. Saban's against boobs. And now we come to the funny. There's one part in the movie that's supposed to be intentionally funny. Zach, the Black Ranger, has his own Taibo regiment that they hearken to in there. And it's like, after the Power Rangers disbanded, he became a fitness trainer and had his own DVDs, and you know, it was hip-hop keto. That was the thing, and they make fun of him for the Koreans do. And seeing some of those moves, I think the Taibo guy should have taken lessons from Zach over there, because he was doing pretty well, I think. Did you know that the Machine Empire are meth dealers? Yeah. Bulk and Skull betray Kimberly and Jason after they get married. Oh, by the way, Jason and Kimberly get married. Everybody who's in love with the Tommy and Kimberly relationship, boo-hoo, whatever. Bulk and Skull betray them because the Machine Empire has better meth than us humans. Who knew that the Machine Empire was so good at cooking meth? I didn't. And I think that's pretty funny. Unintentionally though. It was just kind of like, huh? Machine Empire cooks meth, and that's how they get the two bullies from the show to... That's how Jason dies. The third funny part about this movie, Christian Bale makes an appearance very briefly. When Tommy finally defeats Rocky, he goes up to Kimberly and he's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Kimberly." And Tommy's like, "No, I saw Kimberly die in my arms. Who are you?" It's more like, "Who are you?" And I had to suppress such a loud giggle that, like, it was so Christian Bale Batman that it was just ridiculous. Like, seriously, was that the first take? Did they try to emulate Christian Bale in that sense? I don't know. It's so weird. I had to take my glasses off because I was realizing there's a glare from the light. The final funny moment on this, which should have been the big reveal at the end of the movie, was Rita Repulsa is actually Kimmy. Or Kimmy is Rita Repulsa in disguise. The transformation is all like dissolve, like her skin falls off, like all like disintegrates into ash, and then Rita Repulsa pops out and you see her in this costume that looks like a bunch of black duct tape. She looks like a rejected Maleficent. And it's just so hammy and corny that it's almost like it's trying to harken back to the original TV show, but with all of the other stuff, with the blood and the swearing and the motherfucking blah, you know, to have such a hammy end is kind of like, it's against the tone almost. And the costume just looks so cheap. I'm sorry. It looks so cheap compared to the other stuff. You could afford to make a 2-second amazing shot of the Megazord in the background. Get its head chopped off. But then when it comes to costume design, you decide to let your little cousin do Rita Repulsa's costume. That I think is a little silly. And I mean, there are so many things that I could say about this, but I've said enough already. What do you guys think? Did you watch it? Did you like it? Do you think it was maybe too adult? Could they have toned it down a little bit more? Or if you could tell the story, what would you say? Let me know in the comments below. I'll try to comment back. My phone went off. I love you guys and have a rest of the... Let me know in the comments and I'll try and have a great day and let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you think about the movie, and pretty soon we should start seeing more of me. We got some new gameplay vids coming up. I actually have my own series that I'm working on about video games and content and culture and what they represent, so that should be really good. I'll put some links there. Yeah, right there. And I'll dance it over here. Woo. Okay, I'll see you guys later. You love me, don't you, Megazord? That's enough of that.